A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. Here are the latest sports headlines that's doing the rounds this Thursday. And we begin with the major news that we're going to get today evening. Bangladesh government, whether they will make a U-turn on the team's decision to participate in the T20 World Cup. Because remember, today is the day. The ICC gave them 24 hours and Bangladesh Cricket Board were actually delusional, thinking that they are hoping for a miracle from the ICC. But the ICC miracle did not happen. And now the ball is firmly in the Bangladesh government's court. Now what's going to happen? Yesterday night, the Bangladesh Cricket Board directors met with the Bangladesh sports advisor of the government. Now today at 2:30, they will meet with the players to seek their opinion on the T20 World Cup participation. After that, in the cabinet meeting that is going to take place, in the Bangladesh cabinet meeting that's going to take place, they will announce the decision to participate in the T20 World Cup. Now remember, the Bangladesh government has made it clear that they will not allow the team to come to India to play in the T20 World Cup because the security threat is too high, number one. Number two, if Bangladesh do a massive U-turn, then this government has no chance in the upcoming election that is there next month. Because remember, the current government and the current setup that is there and the current public sentiment in Bangladesh is totally anti-India because of what has happened. Now, Bangladesh wanted to link one player's thing to an ICC event which had no bearing on it. Mustafizur was rejected by a domestic T20 league. It was not an international T20 league. How on earth can they correlate that with the ICC T20 World Cup? Independent security advisors had stated that yes, the threat level is low to medium, as it's there in every ICC event. In the case of Pakistan, Australia, it was high. But yet, Australia are touring Pakistan. That is the dichotomy that you're looking at. Bangladesh wanted to play high risk. They bluffed. They lost the bluff. And the instigator who is behind all of this is slowly smiling away. Pakistan. Pakistan instigated Bangladesh, throwing their fake support behind them. And because of that, they gave the vote, okay, one vote to, we will give to Bangladesh, but they knew that they had no standing. And that is the reason why Bangladesh today, it is curtains, all but curtains for them in the T20 World Cup participation. So the government is walking on a tightrope. If it goes back and does a U-turn, then they are going to lose out. There will be another upheaval in Bangladesh and there will be no government, number one. Number two, if the government sticks by its stand, the players lose out. No player then will be allowed to participate in the IPL. They will be in the same bracket as Pakistan. So Bangladesh, and no bilateral tours from India or Bangladesh coming to India will ever be possible. So the economic consequences, their cricket economic consequences are simply dire. Yes, other economy wise they may be doing great, but the cricket economy might collapse at that. So if you want to alienate India and commit economic harakiri, cricket wise, then Bangladesh government are all welcome to do it. So today the government is going to announce a decision by evening time, say by 5:30. Let's see where does that leave them. So if that happens, if Bangladesh do not go to India, they will be replaced by Scotland. So that is the way this current situation. It is now the end game in this T20 fiasco. Let's see how it pans out. So the government will talk to the players at 2:30 p.m. IST or 3 p.m. Dhaka Standard Time. So that is the way how this is going to go about it. Now, after a lull of 2 months where there was so much of white ball cricket, we are finally seeing red ball cricket with the Ranji Trophy fixtures coming back. The Ranji Trophy is going to be played and you're going to see Shubman Gill, Ravindra Jadeja all vie for that, all continue playing domestic cricket according to the BCCI diktat. So that's why Ravindra Jadeja, Shubman Gill will all be playing the Ranji Trophy for their respective teams. Punjab and Saurashtra are going to square off, and that's where you'll see Jadeja square off against Shubman Gill. So let's see how that situation pans out. Red ball cricket is back in the Indian domestic circuit. On the other hand, we are seeing certain things in the SA20 and the BBL. Now remember, you are reaching the point where both these leagues are coming to an end. The Big Bash League, who will join the Perth Scorchers in the final? Sydney Sixers and Hobart Hurricanes are going to play that eliminator today. On the other hand, when you look at it in the SA20, Pretoria Capitals versus Sunrisers Eastern Cape, you saw a kind of a thriller that played out, and that is where you see the SA20 is also reaching its end game at this point in time. Now, as far as the Indian team is concerned, the Indian team, after a momentous win in Nagpur, are now heading for the second T20I. They are traveling today, and that is why there will be no press conference, no practice at this point in time. And then when you look at it, you are going to see them play the second T20I. Will India continue their T20I dominance? Because there are few worries in the T20I setup. Catching is one thing. Suryakumar's form, yes, it is iffy, but it is not that worrying. I mean, that 32 of 22 which happened, perhaps it was an indicator that, okay, happier times are ahead for Suryakumar Yadav. But honestly, from my perspective, his form didn't look convincing. Let's be very honest about it. His form, yes, he looked good in patches, but not all that convincing at this point in time. Then when you look at the Indonesia Masters, you got Lakshya Sen in action today, you got PV Sindhu in action today, you also got Anmol Karb in action who's going to take on Nozomi Okuhara. Will the Indian badminton players continue to ensure that they reach the knockout stages? Because remember, most of the Indian challenge yesterday, it was a very mixed day, some won, some lost, and that's why it's a very, very awkward situation for the Indian badminton team at this point in time. Then when you look at the Tata Steel chess, I think it is going from bad to worse for the Indian contingent, because after a very good start, Arjun Erigaisi managed to lose to Vladimir Fedosiev yesterday. He was in a winning position after the first 15 moves, but then he blundered and ensured that, yes, it is a huge, huge situation that we are looking at. So, yep, unfortunate for the Indian contingent. Gukesh still has to get a win. Prag is in the bottom half at this stage. So, the Tata Steel chess tournament is not going well for the Indian contingent. Today is the rest day. We'll be summing up whatever has happened in the Tata Steel chess at this point in time. So, this is the way we are looking at it at this point in time. Now, Dev Pratap Singh Gill should not play in T20. That allows him to plan for tests and play domestic. Maybe. That might be the way forward. Why less hype for Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan again? Why less hype for New Zealand players? Patirana gets 18 crore while Duffy Jameson get only 2 crore. I think it is the requirement. Duffy is a power play bowler and can also chip in the death. I think Duffy came much later. Patirana came much earlier, and that is why he got 18 crores. Matisha Patirana. KKR managed to get him. So that's why Duffy, Jameson, I mean, if there is not much of a hype for the New Zealand players, it's better. They always fly under the radar, but they still manage to do better. And that is why this will be a big, big situation that is developing. So, Dev Pratap Singh, I agree with you. This batting will be tested only if Abhishek plays. Well, if Abhishek has an off day, then what are you going to do then? That's the thing. So, Suryakumar Yadav needs to fire. Hardik Pandya, see the position where they are batting in, you don't expect much. You expect from the top 4. That's the thing. If Abhishek falls early, then you have to see some kind of a rebuilding at this point in time. So, Shrijesh Nair is saying, we all know the backstory. Why do you have to go full throttle every time? Just let us know the final result. Final result of what, Shrijesh Nair? See, you're not the only one who is all well informed. There are other people who have not gotten much information about it. If you're talking about the Bangladesh situation. Bangladesh situation, remember, everything was developing. Today you'll come to know the final result. What is the thing? I think Patirana is rubbish as far as I'm concerned, but New Zealand players are way better than Australian players. That's a bold statement to make, my friend. That's the thing. So, Anshumira, okay, is there even 10% chance that Bangladesh will be there? See, you don't know the government. The government might make a U-turn considering the players want to play the T20 World Cup. But if the government is firm, they will not play. The government is firm on the stance because, see, there is an election coming up next month. And if the government does a U-turn, then I think this government won't survive. It's an interim government, by the way. Let's make one thing very clear here. The current mood in Bangladesh is anti-India. So, it's anybody's guess. Let us wait until the evening time to figure out whether it will be Bangladesh or Scotland. And anyway, Bangladesh's presence in the T20 World Cup is just a nominal token thing. Remember what Nazmul Islam stated. was actually not wrong. It was actually quite correct. But the way how he said it and the circumstances that surround it were actually bad. Actually, Nazmul Islam spoke the truth. What have Bangladesh achieved in 25 years, 26 years of international cricket? Just one multi-nation tournament title. That's it. One multi-nation. That was a tri-series, which also had Zimbabwe in it. That is the contribution of Bangladesh. Yes, they have achieved test series wins, but they have not managed to set the world stage on fire. Yes, 2015 quarterfinals, great. 2007 knockout stages, great. But apart from that, in 26 years, what have they done? Nothing. That's the problem. What do you think about the Sri Lanka versus England ODI series? Rubbish. You can't organize an ODI series at this point in time when there is a T20 World Cup preparation. It's absolute rubbish. But then that's the nature of bilaterals at this point. Bangladesh goes into anti-India. So what happens to the future of cricket? Srijesh Nair. What happens will be seen after the decision is made, my friend. I think what might happen is there might be no more Asia Cup. Maybe. The Asia Cup is irrelevant then. If Bangladesh and Pakistan are split within the Asian bloc at this stage, Asia Cup is irrelevant. So it's better. Anyway, that tournament had zero relevance going into it. So why keep it? So better that in that sense. That the Asia Cup is after the shenanigans that happened last edition. Better it's not held. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.